Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to Grapevine Movie Reviews. And this week, we're doing something a little bit special. We're doing The Odd People Speak. Every week, if you've been with us before, there's always an odd person out for the movies that we review. We go see a movie, one person doesn't see it, and then we review the movie, we all talk about the movie, and the person that doesn't get to see it basically has to decide whether or not they want to go check it out. But we never really hear from those people, and I want to know what they thought about the movies that they didn't get to see. So we've each chosen a movie that we had to sit out on, that we really wanted to have our word on. And we're going to talk about it this week in this special podcast about the odd people getting a chance to speak. So I guess we're going to go around the room and introduce ourselves. I'm Matt.
Mariana.
Yash.
Andrew.
Michael.
And we're going to jump right into this with Andy's movie that he sat out on. Now, he sat out on a couple of big movies, but there's one that he really wanted to talk about. I'm going to let him introduce it for himself.
My movie that I sat out on is Bustis League, the Justice League.
Just Ice League.
Just Ice League. Now,
It's so cold.
yeah, I really don't know where to start on this one. I wasn't that interested in seeing it, and because of the trailers, and obviously we're all abreast to the stuff that went on in the production of this movie, with Zack Snyder leaving the production because of family issues, and then Joss Whedon coming and finishing the movie off.
Mustache.
The mustache CGI. The fact that the trailer wasn't fully rendered, and we hoped that it wouldn't change, and it would change, and unfortunately,
That was the final product.
that was the final product. Now, okay, I believe in my recollection that most of the room said they didn't absolutely hate the movie, but they didn't love the movie. It was just meh.
It was just fine.
It.
There were things about it that I definitely disliked, but for overall, especially in comparison to the other DC movies, I was like, it's fine.
And there were enough little things that I liked. I
Right.
think. I was like, okay.
I think Michael definitely liked it more than it.
Right, I think he did. I am, however, going to side with Mariana on this, as I do with a lot of stuff, actually, to come to remember. But unfortunately, I really didn't like this movie, and there's many reasons. If you guys have followed us through this year, this progress of our channel, you'll know that I'm the type of guy that if you're gonna put CGI in a movie, it better be good. Because I grew up in a time where I watched the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Jim Henson, and there was no CGI in that. Looked damn real, right? So if you're gonna put CGI in a movie,
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, the Turtles looked way better than any of the CGI in this movie.
Exactly.
And it's just a practical costume, man.
Exactly. You gotta remember, when you're 12 years old and you're seeing that on TV, it looked real.
Even now, it holds up. It's
Right.
weird. It's weirdly holds up. I don't know.
So anyway, aside from the CGI, which we already discussed was not fully rendered for whatever reason, I'll give them that they just maybe didn't have time, and the fact that the CGI mustache was really bad.
You know what that reminded me of? Like those YouTube videos where they have the lips on a potato?
Right. You're totally right. You're totally right. Now on to my review, and it's going to be quick. I don't feel like the team was a team. I felt rushed. Yep. I felt like that they made a mockery of what these superhero movies are supposed to be about. It's supposed to build the team, just like Avengers built a team. That's why Avengers 1 was so great, because everyone had their little bit of time to shine, and it took time. It took time to build up to Avengers. And I felt like this one was rushed. I obviously felt like they sold out for the money. I don't know how much it really made, if it did well, but unfortunately for me, it just fell short that way. Also, I mean, maybe this was a lot of the social media aspect, the YouTube aspect of it, the fact that the reveal that Superman was coming back. It really didn't do anything. I mean,
you knew it was coming.
We knew it was coming from the end of the other one.
I think they should have put it in the trailers,
right? You show me black black outfit Superman, you don't put it in the movie. That pissed me off. Because really and truly, that was one of my only Superman comic books that I owned. The Death of Superman. And when he came back with the long hair and that black outfit, that was like my favorite Superman ever. Because he came back and he was like, yo, I don't even want to be Superman anymore. I just want to beat the shit out of people. And I was like, damn right. Now, that one scene where he beat them all up, I did like that.
See, that was my favorite scene.
I did like that.
I like that too.
It was what I was telling you when we did a review. Like, he was legitimately scary.
He was way too overpowered, though. He was way too
Absolutely.
OP. Way too OP. Now, if you want to say that it's because of the mother boxes, fine. No problem. I'll be okay with that.
I would.
But way too overpowered. Like, Steppenwolf had no
to the point where it's like, what's the point of
what's
everybody else? It's like a
what's the point
ragdoll
of everyone
Superman.
else?
He has all of their powers. That's the thing. He's faster than the Flash.
Right.
Well, he shouldn't be.
Well, in the movie, that's how they do it.
Also, I want to know, when you watch it, do you feel like they marginalized Batman?
So they did marginalize Batman, and I actually watched a YouTube video. I can't remember who it was, but I will give credit to it at the end of the movie. But they basically said that Batman's character, because of Batman v Superman, moving into this movie, he totally ruined his arc of what he was doing. They kind of...
I see what you mean.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't true to form what he was in Batman v Superman.
It's a complete 180.
A complete 180. Like, he was, woe is me, like, what's going on? Where do I fit in this world? Why are we doing this? Maybe I should sacrifice myself. That's not Batman. That's not the Batman we grew up with. He's very calculated. I'm doing this, and that's it. I'm doing that, and that's
not just
that.
It's
that
like
could be old Batman, which is what it was in BVS. It was old Batman.
In
I don't like
BVS,
that.
however it did, it seemed like they came to a truce in it, but they still didn't like each other.
Right.
And in this one,
Not just that, I thought that the big thing about it is that they made Batman was cerebral in that movie.
Right.
He had a plan, and he put
This
together
one,
a whole
he was
thing.
not.
but in
at
this
all.
one, it was like he was caring about Batman.
Yeah,
He's like, oh, I can't. Like, he didn't say that, but I felt like a friend who
represents the
cared
best
about
of
what
us.
happened to him.
He was the best of us, and what if he comes back and he's not the same? And I'm like, what is this?
It's like you were friends for 5 minutes.
And then he died. It doesn't matter.
And the last thing I want to touch on, and the most egregious thing I want to touch on, is Wonder Woman. And I actually was taken aback by how they filmed her.
The gaze.
I was watching this movie with my fiance, and even she gasped at the gratuitous upskirt shot in the beginning, and
like, they wanted her to have
creeping ass shots.
It's there.
They wanted her to have a somewhat romantic thing with
every character.
Like every character, every male character, she had a somewhat romantic
or like a flirty
moment.
thing
Right.
with them. I was
Yeah.
like, what's happening?
And this is not because I'm overly sensitive of what's going on in the world right now. It was glaringly like apparent.
It was pervasive.
You see her butt.
You
Like,
see her
it's
butt.
there.
You see her upskirt. You see
And
the
it makes
Yeah.
you wonder how you watched an entire Wonder Woman movie
Without doing that.
That's the same skirt.
Their outfits were skimpier. There's actually people reporting like, this is crazy. Like, why did they change the outfits? Why did they do this? What happened? Like,
And again, it's very simple. It's easy to explain it. A woman directed Wonder Woman, so she didn't look at her that way, in the way that she's pointing the camera. And Zack Snyder is kind of a perv, and he wanted to look at her that way. That's the difference. Dude,
I'm not gonna pass judgment.
Have you seen Sucker
I have
Punch?
seen Sucker Punch. I just don't want to call the man a perv. I don't know him.
But yeah,
Not in a bad way, just in
So it was good pervs.
So all in all, like I said, I didn't enjoy it. I actually liked the Infinity War trailer more than the actual whole movie of Justice League. And that's how I'll end it.
Yep, I hear you.
Okay, well, Mariana, you're next up.
Okay, so the movie that I sat out for a few movies, but the movie I'm talking about is Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the review, I think the overall consensus was it wasn't as good as the first one, and it left most people disappointed. So I decided I still wanted to see it before I heard the review, so I think I saw it that weekend. But I still wasn't that enthusiastic as I was. So anyways, when I came out of it, I was also disappointed. I was a huge fan of the first one, although it's not perfect and it's not the best action movie. Overall, I thought it was a very fun action movie. I very much liked Eggsy's character, which was surprising because he came off as a douche at first, and then he's surprisingly very likable by the end. And I liked Mark Strong and Colin Firth. Yeah. So in this movie,
and even Sam Jackson was a great villain.
He was good. And
he's underappreciated how good he was compared to the second one, especially.
Right.
And in this movie, my biggest positive was Mark Strong again, and unfortunately, he wasn't used. And I had wished that he was the father figure instead of Harry's character.
I thought so too.
Because
I don't think you needed to bring Harry back.
I liked Harry and Eggsy's relationship in the first one, but I felt like they didn't need that in the second one.
No.
And the biggest disappointment is because Matt ruined it for me. I didn't care about. Okay, as much as I was annoyed at the beginning that he ruined
it now, right?
Yeah. He ruined the Roxy death reveal, but
that's not what. First 20 minutes.
No, I was annoyed at first, but that's not what made me annoyed in the movie. Okay. Is that he pitched how it should have been a young Kingsman coming. It should have been a story about Roxy and Eggsy being leading the new Kingsman
on the backs of Mark Strong.
Yeah, Mark Strong. And then, so the entire movie, I'm like, God damn it, Matt! That's such a better movie.
It's a better movie. and then they meet Channing Tatum, and he's the young guy in the Statesman.
The worst part
works better.
The
whole movie just works better.
They're gonna bring her back in the third one because now they have this precedent for just bringing back dead characters.
And the thing is, you never saw her die.
Yeah,
so
this movie has a magical cure for headshots, so death doesn't mean anything.
But it's not. This one went ridiculous to the point where it was just at least the first Kingsman, it was ridiculous, but it made its own rules, I guess. But
there were rules it followed. This just went overboard.
Even then, in this movie, I didn't like the action sequences. I thought the opening action sequence in the car was so many quick cuts. It just looked like a CGI fest. Nothing felt real.
You didn't like Poppyland?
Poppyland wasn't bad,
because I think that was the highlight of the movie.
I didn't really care for Poppy.
I didn't
Julianne
like the character
Moore wasn't
No, but
really
also,
I agreed with
her. In the ski lift, I was like, whatever. And the thing is, I don't need huge action sequence. I rather one church where a man's stabbing people to death. I don't need this car sequence where cars are flipping. If one man slashing at everyone is better than a ski lift going in zero gravity. It's just overall.
That was pretty intense.
The ski lift?
Yeah.
It was okay.
I still like the movie. Yeah. I think it's a disappointment.
Just overall, the movie wasn't bad. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was good either. I'd just say it's okay. But overall, I was thoroughly disappointed just because even though I didn't expect it to be as good as the first one, I thought it would recreate that same feeling I had, and it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Okay, it's me next. I'm Michael Thor.
Thor.
I'll be talking about Thor S'mores at Camp Ragnarok. And
Michael Odenthor?
Yeah, Michael Odenthor. I came out of the review still excited. I think a little down on some points, a little up on other points based on what you guys said. I
remember Andy saying he didn't like the fact that Thor is goofy. And
there's certainly that. And
she thought it wasn't, she didn't get the tight...
undercutting some of the serious moments with humor. I loved it. Which I didn't expect, actually, because I got a lot of issues with some of the Marvel movies. But I thought this was a very good balance of tone. It's really funny.
It's legitimately a comedy almost.
And yet it's still, I think it landed some really good action sequences. I was particularly worried going into it that this would truly scrap everything that they build up with the first two Thor movies. The second Thor movie's not great. I really like that first one. I rewatched it. I still think it's a great movie. I think it did exactly what it needed to at the time within the superhero movie genre. And I was pleasantly surprised that this movie continued a lot of the things that I think it needed to. The Thor-Loki relationship, it takes off exactly where it left off. That was the best part of the second one. It was the best part of the first one, I think. Mm-hmm. And it's still there. And
they have
Thor and Odin.
That's true.
Or not just Thor and Odin, Thor, Loki, and Odin. It continues that part.
Hela was a great character.
Hela was great, and I think the beautiful part of this movie, with a minor spoiler, is they have to lose to win. Which is such a nice... It's a nice way of doing a movie. Like, there's an up and a down to it. They're like, yes, we can defeat...
But they don't let you bask in the consequences.
But they don't let you bask in the consequences. And I see what you mean with that joke, but man, that Taika Waititi's character landed with me so well.
Yeah, he was the best part because it was his sense of humor.
Yeah, and his joke that sort of undercuts that moment, I still laughed at it. I still felt it.
Another reason why I think like it's okay that they didn't bask in the consequence is because...
It's okay to be sad.
No, not that.
Because that was the message of the movie was that Asgard
is blood money. It's blood money. Asgard is...
Yes.
It's
built on blood money.
The city itself is built on oppression and all this.
Yeah, and so why should you feel bad for it? It's just a planet.
Exactly.
Fuck it.
It's not even a planet. It's just a plane. It was just a plane. It's not even a full planet.
Yeah, it's a rainbow.
So,
we can make another rainbow. Just give me a present.
I really enjoyed it. I think my biggest downside, it does feel like two movies kind of patched together. I thought they did a very good job patching it together, where I enjoyed both parts and they came together in satisfying ways. But there's definitely a sort of dividing line, and especially when it keeps cutting back to Hela's scenes. I enjoyed every one of those scenes and all the stuff with her and Scourge, but it was in such contrast to what was happening with Thor, where I was like, okay, we're sort of popping back and forth, and eventually these two things are going to become one. But yeah, I noticed it, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah. Even though I enjoyed it, it was something that I was like noticing while it was happening.
Yeah. But I thought Hela chewing the scenery was really fun.
She's very good in it.
And you don't know how much I liked that you enjoyed that they lost. They won by...
It's really nice.
It's one of my favorite things.
I thought the
that's what turned
them bringing back that big devil guy or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
was such a devil.
Surtur.
Oh,
yeah, was a great idea.
And you're
set up and payoff.
You're a fan of the Thor comics as well. You've done some of the older stuff. I'm more of Jason Aaron's run, but Surtur isn't someone you beat. Mm-hmm. He's someone you have to either sort of outthink or manipulate or whatever. You don't beat Surtur in a fight. And I was worried in the trailer because they showed that scene of like Hulk about to punch Surtur in the trailer, which I think they didn't need that.
No.
But it didn't turn out to be the way it was. Like, they didn't like kick his ass and be like, yeah, we're better than you because we're the good guys.
Kick his ass, Seabass.
No, Surtur is the destroyer, and that's it. So that landed really well with me. And Tessa Thompson, fantastic.
Yes.
I'm excited to see more of her in the Marvel Universe.
She's great.
Just things.
A lot of little things about that movie. It comes together. A lot of it reminded me of how I felt watching Guardians of the Galaxy. I still like the first Guardians more, but...
Did you think this was the best version of Hulk that they've had so far? In any of their movies?
I think it's one of
what I love about this portrayal of Hulk is showing that Hulk is a separate character within Banner.
Like Jekyll and
Hyde. And it's really... You see him developing because he's been Hulk for so long. You see Hulk starting to think more and act for himself.
And have a humor. And have a
sense of humor.
And he's sensitive.
Yeah. And he's his own character. And I think that was the nice thing. And I'm excited to see... Like, I don't know if I want to say it's the best version.
I think that is what earned him his solo pick. Didn't they confirm that he's getting a solo?
Oh, they're doing a solo.
I don't know if they're doing a solo. I know what they've said is this version of Hulk, what they've done here is the beginning of a sort of arc over the next movies he's going to be in, whether that's a solo or not.
I think they could do a solo now, more than I think about it.
I'm pretty sure I saw that.
I think
I'm
they could
excited
do it
about
more
Hulk
than
going
anything.
forward.
They could do a solo.
And the other thing they didn't scrap, which I was worried they would, was the stuff from Age of Ultron. I was so worried they were just going to start scrapping things.
Oh, okay.
I thought this was going to be a sort of soft reboot for certain things that they wanted to fix. I liked that they still addressed the relationship between Hulk and Black Widow, because I actually like that relationship. And I like that they don't sort of throw away Banner's character. Like he's still the Banner we know. He still has the relationships we know. So yeah, a lot of good things. It made me excited going forward for the Marvel Universe. I'm up and down with it. Overall, I like it.
Is it your favorite stage, Phase 3 movie?
Phase 3.
At the Homecoming,
I'm not a huge Homecoming fan.
Yeah. So yes?
Probably.
All right.
Okay.
Interesting.
Good place to end.
Okay, let's end it with Yash. No. Sorry, we haven't even talked to Matt yet.
Yes.
Excuse me.
It is I. The movie that I sat out on that I want to talk about was Blade Runner 2049. I remember when we did the review, I wasn't super excited about seeing the movie. I wasn't even super excited about doing the review, to be honest. I don't care about this movie. I don't care about this movie. The trailers look stupid. Honestly, if we weren't doing the reviews, I almost wasn't going to see it at all. And then when we did the review, you guys sold me on the movie. I was able to see a plot start forming with the conversation. You guys didn't spoil it, but you guys basically gave me the idea of what the movie was going to be about, and it made me go oh, that sounds interesting. Now I want to see it. I went and I checked it out, and I ended up really liking it. I don't know if I liked it as much as some of you guys did. I don't know if I got as much out of it as some of you guys did, but I really did enjoy Blade Runner 2049. I thought the kind of her-like relationship with the operating system was probably my favorite part of the movie, with Ryan Gosling's character in the operating system.
Really? I thought you would be opposed to that.
No, I thought that was very enjoyable. I thought that was interesting, and it brought some heart to it. I don't agree with you guys' assessment that this would make me change my mind on robots, because I don't view the replicants as robots. They're not robots, they're clones, and that is different.
Yeah, she's still getting.
I wouldn't say clones, but they're
all right. They're more closer to clones.
I
than
see what
robots.
you mean. Yeah, they're artificial humans.
Yes, they're not robotic.
What did you? Okay, the main question is, what do you think about Jared Leto?
That's a good question.
Oh yes,
because you're not a Jared Leto fan.
I'm not. I didn't hate him in the movie. I wasn't upset about it.
It's a small part.
It's a very small part. He didn't do much of anything.
My problem was that he just felt completely different from the rest of the movie. Like, everyone played it subtly, and then he was just over the top.
I don't think he was that over the top. I just think he was doing the blind thing. Again, I agree with you in the sense that when you hear afterwards that, he lived his life as a blind man for 6 months to practice for the role. I'm like, you're in the movie for 10 minutes, bro.
Right.
Not you. That matters. That's what he needs to do to be in space.
It was ridiculous.
That's method acting at its best.
But his character.
He's trying to create an aura around him as a human being. He's trying to be like, I'm Jared. It feels to me like he's trying to be like, I'm Jared Leto, the method actor, and I do these things. And that to me I don't like. But in the movie, I had no problem with it. It was fine. If anything, in the movie, my main issue is I was very confused of what his end goal was. I was like, what is he trying to do in this movie? Yes, what is Jared Leto's character trying to do? Even now, I think about it, and his whole plan is, I want to find the daughter of the replicant so that I don't have to make any more replicants. I can just make them make themselves.
No.
And I'm like, why?
Are you still confused, or?
My whole point is, I guess, there's a point in the movie where he says, I'm making all these replicants, but I can only make so many. And I'm like, why? And they never answer that question. They're never like, we're running out of resources. There's no more things on this planet. It takes a lot of work. He just says, I can only make so many. And they never explain why he can only make so many. I need to understand.
He can't make them at a fast enough pace.
But I don't understand how getting them to have sex with each other and make replicants would make him money.
It's not. No. It's not like a farm or anything. Just imagine a planet of replicants, and they're all slaves. And they all work for you.
They're just mining. They all
work for you. That's
okay,
all that
so he
is.
just wants that he just wants to do slavery. Like,
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
He just wants to do like slavery where he's breeding slaves and they're making
And,
younger slaves out of
and,
their... Fair
and
enough.
they will never rebel like the other ones did or change.
That makes no sense because if they're born, that means you're giving them more chance to rebel.
He
You're not
just
programming them.
wants to
You're
unlock
not actually
the
programming these
reproduction
ones.
secret. I think that's what that is.
I don't know. It just I don't get
He's
that
a
part.
maniacal
But
fella.
again,
He's a maniac.
I enjoyed all the symbolism in it, and I thought it's very well shot. It looks very good. At the end of the day, I didn't love it as much as you guys. I didn't think that it was as deep as some people brought it out to be. But I wouldn't have gone and seen it if it wasn't for a review because I didn't think that the trailers gave me any information.
And
that's
the
not-
length, did it hurt your ass?
Oh, the movie is long!
Yeah.
And,
I
like,
love
even
that,
knowing
man.
how-
I rub my hands.
And you
when I was
want to know how this movie affected me even worse?
But it
because
doesn't
I remember
feel long. To me, at least.
I think
I
it does
went-
a good job at that.
I went to a 10:45 p.m. show.
I did that shit too.
And I
It was
was
a
sitting
mistake.
there and I was like, I'm tired, man. This is long.
It was like 1 a.m. or
And
something.
there was a point where it
Where am
almost
I?
dozed off. So I'm like, this movie's just long.
I think
man.
I
It's
saw
long.
it after my night shift. I went in the
Why are
theater.
you guys doing this?
No, but I liked it.
Masochist,
I
so
saw
much.
Lord of the Rings
I liked it, and I was.
I saw the
invested, so I
original
didn't
Lord of
care.
the Rings at 12:30
Yeah.
start time.
AM.
We didn't finish until like 3 a.m.
That hurts, man.
Also, I agree with Yash that Batista was really good.
Yeah.
Right.
I said that.
Everyone,
I think we all love Batista here.
Batista's the
Batista,
bomb.
if you're
Batista bomb.
listening, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man. Trust me.
Although there's a rumor
Where
that he
you
wants to
at
come
for
back to
celebrity
WWE for a little
interviews?
short run.
Hey,
Yeah.
do what he does.
Check it out.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Hey,
All right.
You're up, buddy.
I'm gonna talk about
The
it.
oldest movie, I believe.
About what?
It.
From
Yes.
September.
You're gonna talk about what?
It.
You're gonna talk about the movie. Yeah. So which one?
The movie It.
We're
with
gonna
the
talk
clown.
about it. What?
And the Stephen King and the.
He's gonna talk about-
the balloons.
Who are you
It.
right now?
There it
He's
is.
trying to be Bill Cosby.
A little bit.
Who's on first?
All right. So I believe the general consensus was Matt hates kids.
Yeah,
Yes,
I remember.
that
And
that,
he
was
yeah.
thinks
the
everyone's
consensus of that
racist.
movie.
Yeah. He's
Yes,
got a
okay,
dark
also-
side.
I'll get to the
That was
second
also in
part.
the movie.
But yeah, I don't think I was.
Your consensus
I love
though
the
was
kids.
meh.
My
And I
consensus
think, I
was
think most
meh.
of
And
us
again,
said
I love
we
the
liked
kids.
all
I
the
didn't like
kids'
the stupidity of the little
and the
kids.
horror parts were less. So.
Right.
Like the
Yes,
horror parts
The
were
coming
detracting
of yeah,
And
from the
that's-
coming of age, man.
And that's
Coming of
why I
age
think
was
I
great,
wasn't
yeah.
that excited about seeing this because I want to see horror. Screw the kids. I don't care.
You're the exact opposite of what we all liked about the movie.
But I did like the kids parts, but I don't know.
did.
The movie wasn't messed up for me. It was in the sense that they did like gratuitous violent, like a kid getting his
Only
arm.
really once. though.
Yeah.
Well, that's only one. It's right at the beginning, only one time.
And that's the part where I was like, oh, this might be
the
real.
blood is coming out of the sink.
sink.
That's not violence, though. It's just
that's
blood coming
like-
out of a sink.
Like Kill
That's
Bill
play
did
blood.
that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's play blood. But
It's all implied violence or like just weird, creepy stuff, but they don't do it.
yeah.
Right.
And one of the things I started listening to the audiobook before you guys did the review, and one of the things that really
It's
intrigued
good,
me
right?
was the history and of the clown and like just of the town, and I didn't get any sense of that. And
Well, they were actually going to make it longer, and they were going to have a exposition part of how Pennywise became Pennywise, and then they ended up scrapping that.
It's not
because
even about-
Hollywood is cannibalizing itself and deciding
I think
we
that
can do
would
that in an
hurt the
origin movie.
Pennywise
it's
origin.
not even
An
about
origin movie.
the clown
Oh,
war. It's
I tried
about
to watch
how
Annabelle Creations, by the way. Wow.
Yeah, it's not.
Anyway, continue.
it's not even about the lore of the clown. It's about the history of the town
town
because
itself.
the town's the villain. And
Oh, in the book.
yeah, at least in that it is, and that's what I was going off. And
I think
don't-
you get that from the adults in the movie, but not the
And this
town
is- this is
itself,
what the-
but I
and
think
this is
that's
why
a
maybe-
reflection of that.
Yeah. Maybe that's what hurt the movie. It's because it didn't need to be a two-parter, or
Well, it is a
however whatever
two-parter,
they're
but-
doing.
Yeah.
It is a two-parter.
It is, yeah.
The
Yeah,
original was in two parts, but it was
Because it was like
switching
a
back and
miniseries.
forth.
quote
I-
unquote, so
yeah.
I love all the Bethany. Was that her name?
Yeah.
Beverly.
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 Bethany.
All the Beverly parts were freaking great.
Oh, that's great. She was very.
Who's your
thoughtful.
favorite kid?
Who was your favorite kid?
Was it the
The kid who swears a lot.
Of
oh
course.
Finn Wolfhard?
Oh, Finn
Hey,
Wolfhard.
Richie? Or?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
he's
a Stranger
Richie.
Kids thing.
It's not.
But if I don't count Beverly,
It's not the hypochondriac kid like Matt.
He's the best kid.
No, I hate that kid. That kid annoys me.
What?
He reminds me of one of my friends. He always wants to like go home at 9. I'm like,
No, he wants to be safe and make sure you don't die, Ash.
I like Fatty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was wonderful. He was so wonderful.
What did you think about the
love triangle?
No, not the love triangle. Even though the love triangle doesn't. It's going to come up later in the later movie, I think. My point about how they gave all the black kid storylines to
that guy didn't need to be in the movie. Why is he there?
Hey, I like Mike in that.
Mike was good.
He was just a
He's
gun
not
guy.
the strongest character, but he's got some stuff.
His adult self will be a big part. He's the guy
What if
that
it's
brings
Yeah,
them all
but
together.
we're judging this movie.
Yeah. What if it's not though? Like, what if
They might change it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he works in the movie. I wish I got more out of him.
Yeah.
But he's got some stuff.
Yeah.
But then the
you
thing
said
that-
like he was grandpa.
there
for, like,
is more
story
of
or
him, and they
something
just
like
gave
that.
it to
Or no,
another character.
I think the
His-
problem
Again-
is you have so many characters, and it's a movie. It's not.
I
a book, so
understand,
you
but
can't fully.
here's
flesh it
here's
out.
how you get around it. Because if you wanted to
Make
beef
it
up
3
the,
hours.
pardon the term, if
Are you
wanna
gonna
beef
cut
up
off the Jewish
if you
kid?
want-
Is that what you're gonna say?
If you want to beef up the chubby kid storyline, but you want to do it by taking something away from Mike, don't take it away. It should have been this kid is doing a bunch of research.
They both have,
and then
yeah.
he has the stories from his grandfather, and then they connect with each other because they both know about the history of the town, and that's how you create relationships
fair.
between characters and be like, oh, I like now they're friends because they have this connection. And they just took that out of the movie because they're like, yeah, Mike doesn't need to have a storyline.
But his purpose was a plot device.
Right.
That's-
it was
he's
just
the
for like
black-
the
Yeah.
gun
So.
And what about Pennywise? How did you feel
Oh,
about
he's
the actual
creepy
clown?
as fuck. I love his gimp eye. It's nuts.
But did you think that Georgie should have been afraid of him right at the
God.
beginning? 'Cause
No,
he-
no, no, no,
'cause
no.
He was really frightening.
He's a-
like in the original, Tim Curry is charming. Is
charming.
and like looks like a fun weird clown, but there's a charm to it. This version of Pennywise talking to him.
I thought
from
there was
the-
a charm to this one too.
Oh, he's creepy as shit right from the beginning.
But I think Georgie recognizes
Look,
that he's
like,
creepy. But then Pennywise starts sweet talking him.
Yeah.
Right.
And
He's like, "Can you
Georgie,
smell
as
the
a
cotton candy?"
as a
And-
good boy from Maine, Georgie is like, maybe I shouldn't judge people based on their appearance, and
Right.
that's what gets
Also-
him killed. Sure.
Also, that rain scene at the beginning. How would you not want to play in that?
Absolutely not.
How would you? That's like the world's biggest water park to a kid who's like this size.
See,
That's
Yosh would
amazing.
also get eaten by the clown.
Yeah.
So
And I wouldn't feel bad. He brought it on himself.
All right. So is that it?
So those were your thoughts on
how
it?
much did you like the movie? I guess.
It was okay. It was a mess.
You're still in the middle.
Like compared
I'm
to
still
how
in the
you
middle.
felt
I didn't
about
love it. I
That's
didn't
fair.
love it. It wasn't spooky.
Well,
I can see that.
that's fair.
It wasn't as scary as Ghost
And
Story.
I didn't have
No.
like the
Spider?
that wasn't scary at all. And I didn't have like the nostalgic relationship like you did. So
I know, but you have to love the kids, man.
I did like the
hanging out
kids.
with kids. I was like, yeah, it's great. I remember that. It's coming
but
of
I
age,
wanted
it's
a
all fun.
horror.
Fair enough.
I see your perspective.
So there it is. That's everybody that sat out of the movies. They got to choose their movies. They got to talk about them a little bit. We got a little bit of a revisit. And it was actually fun to revisit some of these movies. I drew out how much I didn't like Georgie and different things from these movies.
Bad person.
So that, I don't know. I just don't like the kid. So we're just going to sign off on Matt.
Mariana?
Yosh.
Drew?
I'm still Michael.
And yeah, the next time you're going to hear us, it's going to be for our year wrap-up, our year in review, basically.
Best of.
Our best of. Maybe we'll throw in a little bit of worst of if you have some things that you
Absolutely.
really
I'll
didn't
watch
like.
Ghost Story.
And that's going to be it. So we still have to catch up. A few of us still have to catch up on some movies, but we're going to come to you with those
Gonna watch
reviews
Call
of
Me by
our
Your Name.
favorite movies of the year. So until next time, you hit that like button, you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time on The Vine.